Now on to this. It's continuing support for communities affected by HIV and AIDS. The Uhuru Foundation presents the Uhuru Aids Benefit Concert, taking place at the Kroonstad Resort this afternoon. This event aims to raise awareness and educate the public about HIV. Funds raised will go towards supporting local organizations and initiatives that provide vital care and support to individuals and families directly affected by HIV. We now speak to Festival Director Duma Mthombeni and one of the headlining artists, DJ Kid. Gentlemen, welcome to Newzroom Afrika. Thank you so much for your time.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right, so maybe let's start off with you, Duma. You just explaining the objectives of the benefit concert. I mean, it's the inaugural this year under the theme Inspiring Hope, Celebrating Life and Resilience and Empowering Individuals that are living with HIV and AIDS.
Yes. Good morning to your viewers. The event is basically purposed to raise awareness around the HIV and AIDS, which has been taking place for a while. We just thought that we could pitch in. The name specifically is Uhuru, which is freedom. Free to live, free to associate, and free to express yourself in whatever way, form and shape. So we as the board of directors just decided, let's put the initiative together. It's the inaugural one in 2024, and we're just trying to raise awareness, and I think that's where we are. Yeah.
Speaking of that awareness, I mean, South Africa has made significant strides with regards to HIV and AIDS and the rollout of ARVs over the last couple of years in educating, or just also eradicating the stigma around HIV and AIDS. Do you think enough is being done?
You know, enough can never be done, you know, because it's something that is prevalent, that is ongoing from different generations. What is critical is intense education, more intense awareness, and using methods and platforms that younger people aspire to. You know, now we've got social media, we've got artists and musicians that can play that role. So art, sports and music in our sense can play that vital role to get to communities and speak in the language that they best understand. And I think that is primarily what we're trying to achieve. And around the stigma, definitely, I think it's getting a bit better. I think government has taken certain strides, but it's not only on government to do the work. I think private partnerships like ourselves must play that role, and everyone else must do what they can. Yes.
And in the role that you've played as an organization, what impact have you seen over the years in just that awareness and education within immediate communities?
Quite a lot. You know, one of the critical things, that's why I think we decided to bring in this aspect of music, because getting people to a central place and being able to use, like we say, the artists, the icons, their heroes and heroines. Once they see that happening, once they see their heroes talking about it, being open in terms of being either affected or infected, they generally remove. So over the years, we found that we are making a significant impact. It's not only limited to music, we're moving into sports and other areas as well. But yeah, that's where we are. Yes.
DJ Kid, let's bring you into this conversation. I mean, you're one of the headlining acts today. I believe you'll be playing around 2:30 this afternoon. Just talk to us about the type of music that you play and how important is it for artists to also lend their voices when it comes to issues such as HIV and AIDS?
I will start with the type of music I play. I play in all genres.
Okay.
And other songs, they speak to young and adult, you see. And again, no, it's a lot of things that music can talk about.
Within that music.
Yes.
And especially as an artist, we're involved, especially for things that young people are interested in, but you use that for them to be educated, especially with things that are HIV and AIDS.
Music no thusa holo re batho ba khone go tseba gore HIV la tshwere ke HIV doesn't mean o tlamile o tholetse ka yona, tlamile o bue ka yona so that o khone go heala inside. Yeah.
No, I mean, even for you just to identify the right kind of artists that are not only just going to be playing at this concert, but also use their own platforms in that education and awareness. How important was that, and what was that process like for you?
Extremely, extremely important. I think artists also, because of the communities that they also go on and perform and influence, played a very vital role. As we said that in putting the show together, the genre is very important. Also the type of obviously lineup that you put together to attract the kind of people that will come. So we went specifically from the youngest of the young to the more mature crowd, just to make sure that within households, families can begin to have that open conversation, that it's not only limited to you as an individual or a particular age group, because it cuts across everywhere. Sometimes you find there's child-headed households that we're working with. So to try to touch those areas as well, to say you're not alone in this, that was very vital. Yeah.
DJ Kid, ka mosebetsi o o etsang wa go DJ, just maybe talk to us about the influences that you have more community in how in the work that you do, in the education that you do, through your music and your DJing, of course, and like you say, when o dlala di genre kaofela o all round.
Since ke qala music ne ke nana o sebeletsa go because ke gona no jena ke gona lo etsa di event tsa di crazy no bila bona for Ngwathe as a whole Ngwathe ke district ke tropo tse 5 ke gona di kopanya ke ba itsetse ntwe nka re charity nje no bila bona yeah
ene ba thusahala haholo
yeah ba thusahala sometimes like ba nona le hobima nyana sometimes bila bona because obviously dinto di ke se tsamaye smooth ona le tsamaya le hiccups somehow.
Maybe Duma, talk to us about the benefactors of this concert. I mean, there's a lot of work that you as an organization do
Absolutely.
outside of the concert in helping certain communities and pockets of communities that are affected by HIV and AIDS.
Yes.
Just talk to us about how these proceeds then find their way within these communities.
Normally, what we've done is there's organizations that already are in this space. Treatment Action Campaign, for example.
Yeah.
We've engaged them extensively because they know the pockets of people in the most remotest areas, in the villages. We engage such organizations, hospices. We try and work with government, but even though they're a bit slow, but we understand that that's how it works. So the proceeds, what happens is, like I say, child-headed households, we look at that from aspects of food parcel to stationery to sports and different things, because it's December, yes, it's Christmas, it's festive. We're trying to get them into festivities, especially child-headed households. You find some child-headed households where there's no parent, there's really nobody. So we try to close that gap to say, we're here, let's pull together, because if that does not happen, quickly out of that, it spirals from being an HIV and AIDS household to being drugs and child pregnancy and so many other things as GBV, because the social impact of it is not only limited to HIV and AIDS, it cuts across. And giving the message of hope, giving the message of inspiration to young people to say you can be that difference, you can be the difference in your family, So that is very critical. And for those that live with HIV, to say it's not the end, you can also play in whatever space where you're at an educational role. You don't have to necessarily be the multitudes only. It can be about one or two individuals that you touch.
Of course.
That also is very important.
And why do you find the challenges in working with government?
I don't want to be controversial.
Let's try not to be.
But I think it's also how everything is, the way it's structured. I think cost containment measures, there's not enough funds that can go to such initiatives. But I think also the difficulty with everything is understanding, Initiatives like ours that come in, them partnering with us. So Triple P, your private-public partnerships are very important. And I would urge, it's not only our organizations, there's so many others. And I hope then maybe next year we'll sit down early on with government and have not just a one-day rollout, but a whole year rollout, because this does not only limited on the World AIDS Day like
Of
now.
course.
It's throughout the year, different initiatives that can come in. But I hope they will come on board. I'll try to focus on the positives, and try to take whatever strides we did. As an organization, we carried this on our own. Most of the proceeds that go, besides paying for operations, are going back to the benefactors.